Hey guys, welcome to another 4Play podcast, and I'm not doing so great. Before you hear me lose my mind about this stupid basketball team, consider subscribing to my channel, please. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the summer, so if you want to help me reach that goal, I really appreciate that. Thank you. The Nuggets come into game 2. All the momentum in the world. Great win in game 1. And the Nuggets are seemingly blowing the doors off the Timberwolves in this electric game 2 from the beginning. The home crowd is rocking. Jamal Murray is rocking. Tim Hardaway Jr. is rocking. Christian Brown is rocking. Cam Johnson is rocking. Everything in the building was electric in that first quarter. There was like 4 4-point plays. I don't even want to count. You know what? A lot of this, I wrote a lot of notes during this game. Not like segments that I wanted to get to where I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about Nas Reed. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. Just more like bullet points. Fuck that. I'm writing strictly off the, I'm not even writing. I'm going strictly off the heart right now, man. Like, oh, what a horrible loss for the Denver Nuggets. Wow. So, you guys want to talk about this game or whatever? You know, Christian Brown started this game really hot. He had 8 points on 116% true shooting in the first quarter. Seemingly everything was working for the Nuggets in the first quarter. Jokic didn't really need to score. He kind of I think he had like 5-6 assists in the first quarter. Yeah, so Jokic was rolling. Jamal was rolling in that first quarter, man. He had 11 points on 60% from the field. And I think there were like I mentioned before, like 4-point plays. Him and Tim Hardaway Jr. were just getting shit done. And like I had mentioned before in the last video, in the video before that, Tim Hardaway Jr. is the sixth man of the year, man. Like, in terms of what makes a sixth man of this high energy spark plug off the bench to get these guys going and who have such an impact in the non-star minutes, there's not a bigger person in that role than Tim Hardaway Jr., especially this season where he's practically been the Nuggets' third best player all season. He has been phenomenal, especially just like how badly he wants to win. He's such a high energy guy, and in this first quarter there was this Minnesota Timberwolves long rebound that nobody went for, and Tim Hardaway Jr. almost dives out of bounds to go get that. He tosses it. Almost turns into a turnover. Then the Timberwolves start running in transition, and then he takes a charge from I forgot who, and he starts like going crazy on the ground. Then he hits another 4-point play. Like, Tim Hardaway Jr. is that guy. You know who's normally that guy, and I love with all my heart, who is also a non-factor today? Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was the worst offensive player for the Denver Nuggets today. He, maybe the worst player for the Nuggets today when you take in account for defense too, because normally when AG's on the floor, the Nuggets are like this well-oiled machine, but there was no good defense today. I'll give you that much. There was no good defense today at all. Aaron Gordon ended the game with 8 points and 4 fouls. He had a huge 3 when the Nuggets were trailing, and other than that, he was kind of quiet all game. He had a really nice dunk contest dunk to keep the crowd rocking in that first quarter, but also bad. Cam Johnson played horrible today. Kind of a not impactful 13 points and 5 fouls. So the Nuggets were just giving up a lot of fouls today. Valanciunas had this really stupid play where he had a lane violation, just like shoving Rudy out of the paint. Like, that was stupid. Gotten the Timberwolves another free throw. We'll get to the Timberwolves in a bit. I'm just going over what really made me mad. Jamal Murray was on a heater this game. I really thought he was going to go for 40 at least. Jamal ends the quarter with the half with a half-court heave. After, Jokic had sat and the 19-point lead becomes a tie game. And Jamal ties the game with a half-court shot. And it's just like, the vibes are going to the third quarter are great. I'm ready. And it's just so sad, the fact that this Nuggets team just it can't hang with anybody defensively, especially consistently. Like Bruce Brown was really bad this game, almost no impact on both sides of the floor, and obviously ended with a game worst box plus minus of -11. Yeah, so that wasn't good. So the Nuggets defense wasn't rolling, but it was a close game up until the fourth quarter after the Nuggets couldn't get any stops. Jokic lets Rudy get this offensive rebound that kind of swings the momentum of the game. And I'm really trying to be nicer to Christian Brown after the rough season he's had, but wow. I haven't mentioned him in the previous two videos because it seems like he's just there. That's such an awful thing for somebody who makes $25 million a year. You can't blame it all on him, but he just played terrible today. Misses clutch free throws and is not playing great defense. Like Christian Brown played bad. Now we get to the Brick Brothers, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, the best duo in the NBA. I claim them as a combined 2 for 12 in the fourth quarter. A combined 2 for 12. In that third quarter, Jokic started to wake up. So many times during this game, he gets into his worst habits of being a passive scorer, which I mentioned at the beginning, which is such a necessary skill for an all-time great scorer like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like a Steph Curry, these people that get out there and want to score the ball. I understand Jokic is the best playmaker in the game, but when you end the game with 8 assists and seemingly such little offensive impact throughout that first half, it just hurts the team more than it benefits them. And I hate to see this. Jokic, when Rudy is out there, he's not doing anything. Sometimes as an offensive player, sure, but that's because mostly that the gravity he brings and he works as a passer. When Rudy is on the floor, Jokic can score this series. I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know if he doesn't want to. I don't know if he is scared. I don't know if he just thinks this is the right play. Jokic is making such right passes, but when it comes to scoring, he can't on Rudy. Even on Julius Randle this game. Julius Randle played great defense on Jokic. I said Julius Randle was the reason the Wolves might lose this series, and he played great defense on Jokic, and he played a great offensive game overall. And the Brick Brothers really came in when it came down to it most. Jokic bricks a 3. Jamal Murray keeps bricking 3s. Jokic literally cannot score on Rudy Gobert. And worst of all, Jokic gets the easiest floater look ever. And he just passes it up to Christian Brown. He just passes it up. He sees Ant coming, and he thinks he has Rudy and Ant, but Jokic hesitates. And he just tries to make the quote-unquote right play. But I understand I sound like, Skip Bayless, like LeBron is scared. LeBron can't take the last shot like Jordan. He doesn't have that killer instinct. I don't give a fuck about that. I understand Jokic is the best passer in the world. But when you have such an easy look, that should be you. That is your shot. Nobody in the history of basketball has ever had a better floater than Nikola Jokic. And it's so sad that he just gives the game to Christian Brown. Not only is it Jokic not playing very well against Rudy, Jamal, I want to say at least 3 times during this game, he gets Rudy on a switch, and he was doing the thing the Lakers were doing last year, where people have seen Rudy get cooked on the perimeter before by like Terrence Mann in 2020 and Luka in with that game-winning shot against the Timberwolves, and people think Rudy's just food on the perimeter. Are you like? I'm the person sitting on my ass watching these games. You are the professional athletes paid millions of dollars to watch film. You're going to tell me that when you see Rudy Gobert on a switch, you're not going to swing it and use the advantage of it, Rudy being away from the rim, and instead you're going to take a less percentage look and try to take a jumper, especially contested, especially a long mid-range jumper over the third best defender in the entire world when you're down 3, and you're going to take a long 2? Jamal, what are we doing? Oh my God. Overall, just disastrous, ugly, horrible, disgusting offensive performance from the Denver Nuggets. There are no silver linings in this game whatsoever. Nobody played well after the second half. I'm so sick of the Anthony Edwards injury gimmick. There were multiple times watching this game, I just kept thinking, wow, he is not okay. Like, he's just not okay. And it doesn't matter. Even on one knee, I'm afraid of Anthony Edwards touching the ball. And he's just such a great scorer. I love Nikola Jokic. He's a better scorer than Anthony Edwards. Yes. But there's just something missing from that high volume shooter that Jokic just, oh my, since last year, I miss it so bad when Jokic was I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep talking about the Nuggets. I want to get them out of my head. But wow, man. Just this unloading the clip that Jokic rarely has. Anthony Edwards has it, even on one knee. And it works because he had 30 on 51% true shooting. He was still getting good looks. He was splitting the defense. He hit this really nice like corner 3 on Tim Hardaway Jr. That was amazing. And he wasn't even like great in the fourth quarter. He had 2 points in the fourth quarter. This game was not won because of Anthony Edwards' offense. Anthony Edwards was just such a threat in the half court. Even on one knee, the Nuggets had to respect him. I give credit where it's due. I don't ever want to hate on a player unjustly and, kind of just talk shit about them for the sake of talking shit. I said that Julius Randle is the lights are too bright if it was a person. I still stand by that, but he can have a great offensive performance. Defensively, too. He was playing great post defense on Jokic. Early possessions where the Timberwolves, especially in the first quarter, the Timberwolves were struggling to, make a jump shot. They could not make a jump shot to save their lives. I think there was like a 17-0 Nuggets run because the Timberwolves literally could not make a jump shot. And if the Nuggets could just like somewhat defend the paint, it wouldn't be a game. But they had to go into patrol, whatever. And when Jokic sits down, the fucking team turns into a bunch of pumpkins and it turns into an 11-0 run. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm done. I shouldn't talk about them anymore. Julius Randle had a really impressive game, especially in the post. There was kind of like a refusal, it felt like last game, that the Timberwolves didn't want to keep feeding Julius in the post because they were afraid of the looks. But when nobody's guarding the rim, you could just keep feeding Julius in the post, and nobody's gonna defend him. So impressive game for Julius Randle. I don't really show film for these podcast videos, but Donte DiVincenzo's first 3 is such a huge indicator for why this Nuggets defense is so awful, because Christian Brown is going to be Donte's assignment for this play action. And so Julius is going to come set a pick for Tim Hardaway, and the Nuggets are going to keep trapping Anthony Edwards because they want the other teammates to beat them. So Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to go over the screen, and Jokic is going to play up on the screen. Julius is going to stay on top of the key, and Christian Brown is going to keep helping on the right wing. But Christian Brown doesn't see that nobody is going to get back on Julius because he's so stuck on Donte DiVincenzo. But he doesn't want Julius to get an open look. So for some reason, Christian Brown comes to rotate and go on Julius Randle and guard Julius Randle from the top of the key, which is less of a high percentage look than the right wing, especially for a shooter like Donte DiVincenzo. This is easily like even look at the Nuggets bench, just like you can see the coach literally like slap his knee because it was such a dumb rotation, and it helps the Timberwolves, who were struggling to make a jump shot, to get back into this game. And things like this like move mountains for the Timberwolves. This one frame of Donte DiVincenzo wide open in the corner. This is a layup for him. This is a layup for a shooter like Dante DiVincenzo. And that doesn't even begin to mention that ridiculous three he hit. And it's on Christian Brown again. So the Nuggets, it's just, I'm sorry. I know I said I would stop talking about the Nuggets, but this game, as great of the Timberwolves played, this is more of a collapse on the Nuggets than anything. Because you see, Anthony Edwards is going to start with the ball here, and Christian Brown has Dante again, but they're going to trap and double him. And that's just an easy swing. Christian Brown tries to kick the ball because he doesn't do anything defensively anymore. Christian Brown is no longer a great defensive player, and he gets there too late. Dante DiVincenzo basically gets a layup. Top of the key, 3. Easy. Dante played a phenomenal game. Every time he shoots in this series, I think it's going in. It's like Nick Batum last series. Every time Nick Batum shot the ball, I thought it was going in. Naz Reid played a lot better than he did last time. Naz Reid kind of like shit the bed last game. Like, that was strange. Like, obviously Jokic is gonna get his points on Naz Reid. Like, you know where the Timberwolves aren't great at all this series is the free throw line. The Timberwolves last game, they shot 14 for 19 at the free throw line, but they had much less free throws than the Nuggets. The Nuggets shot 33. This game, the Timberwolves shot 30. The Nuggets shot 30. The Nuggets went 23 for 30 at the free throw line, and the Timberwolves went 19 for 30 at the foul stripe. So even in that little deficit, it doesn't matter when the Nuggets are just allowing such easy shots like that Dante shot. Jaden, like, I don't know how to parse how he's playing this series. He hits some good shots, especially that he's been playing better, especially inside the arc, and he still has yet to hit a 3 this series. He is 0 for 7 from both games, but his inside the arc scoring has improved a lot. But for some reason, he can't stop fouling this series. He can't. Last game he had 4. This game he had 5. Jaden cannot stop fouling. And if the Nuggets are going to play better, you can't keep fouling a team that is so good at getting to the free throw line this much. I'm really loving this like villain role Jaden is stepping into this series. You know, picking the fight with Jokic, shoving him, and fighting AG, and just kind of being a dick this series. And then he's just calling out the entire team, calling them bad defenders, saying the entire team is bad defenders. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've saved him for last because box scores will lie to you. Box scores will always never tell the full story. Last game I said Rudy Gobert was the best player on the court. He had 17 and 10 that game. This game, Rudy Gobert was the best player on the court. He had 2 points and 7 rebounds. All throughout the game, Rudy Gobert, except when he was getting fouled, which you know, I will give credit to Rudy. He was getting like some weird fouls. But wow, like just such a, he's not even a plus on the box score. He's a minus. He's a -4. But Rudy has been, is it weird to say Rudy has been the best player in this series? Like, Rudy has been outstanding this series. He has been outstanding. He didn't even record a block, but wow, he had this really weird like push shot in the first quarter. But aside from that, like when Rudy isn't on the floor, the Nuggets are kind of able to get whatever they want. But with Rudy on the floor, the team is like just leagues and bounds better defensively. I'll say another masterclass by Rudy Gobert, especially how he played on Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. So where do we go from here? Christian Brown is making $25 million a year off of an MIP campaign where at least, like, I have no statistics to back it up. So if anybody could find this for me in the comment section, let me know. I think like 70% of his points were generated by Jokic last year. He is easily like one of the biggest like merchants of a great player I have ever seen. It is crazy how bad Christian Brown is, and he basically scammed his way to 25 million. And I don't think even last year when he was good, I never tricked myself into thinking, oh yeah, this is a $25 million a year player. like I knew what I was watching. I was watching like okay, pretty good in the playoff point of attack defender. Pretty good 3-point shooter in the regular season. Completely falls off a fucking cliff in the playoffs. And I would want nothing in the world than to somehow trade to trade Christian to keep Cam and Peyton Watson. I don't know if I would have to salary dump him or anything. Please get him off of my team. Please. I would do anything to keep Peyton Watson and Cam Johnson on my team. The fact that the Nuggets office is genuinely contemplating getting Cam out of the team for Peyton Watson is ridiculous. I love Peyton Watson so much. I need him to come back this series. He was good at offense in basketball for like a month. I've seen Peyton Watson's entire fucking career. He's not a good offensive player. We saw one month of averaging 20. It was great. I'm a huge Peyton Watson fan. He even signed my jersey. But dude, I need a bigger sample size than that. Man, I'm sorry. This is a way more passionate video than game 1, because we won that after a great comeback, and I was really hopeful that, Jokic and Jamal didn't play good. So the rest of the series must have to be easier than what I originally thought. Nope. It is going to be a dogfight. The non-Jokic minutes are just as awful. It is a catastrophe. Oh, we're going into the series tied 1-1 back into Minnesota. Cool. Both teams are so flawed that I hope the rest of the NBA is enjoying watching this dogfight. I have no idea how the rest of the series is going to go. I would like to think that I have a good idea of where it's going. I don't. I'm being honest with you. I don't. Things to look out for in the next game. Rudy Gobert. Stop going under the radar. Rudy Gobert needs his flowers. 2. Nikola Jokic. You need to score the basketball. 3. Jamal Murray. Stop trying to score on Rudy Gobert. 4. Christian Brown, you are going to continue to be left open from 3 all series. How are you going to respond? Are you going to work on that corner 3 in the gym, or are you going to keep helping off Dante DiVincenzo? 4. Jaden McDaniels is playing much better defense, but he needs to stop fouling. 5. Aaron Gordon has to be more impactful offensively. He needs to be more engaged. And 6. Nikola Jokic, again. The Timberwolves have not been a great jump shooting team this series, especially in that beginning of the game. If Jokic can somehow stop being a pumpkin around the rim, we can play so much better. The Timberwolves' stagnant offense can't handle it. The Timberwolves are at their best when they're swinging the ball. Multiple plays of this game showed that. But, oh my God. Anyways, that wraps it up. I'm going to bed. I'm just going to leave this uploading. I'm tired. I have work in the morning. I'm over this shit. Just bring on game 3, bro. Bring it on. We'll see what happens. I'll see when that happens. I love you. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Hoping everybody's enjoying these new podcast kind of videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying the playoffs as much as I am. I'm not saying go Nuggets. Fuck the Nuggets. Love you. Take care of yourself. Thank you for watching.
Spent nights off of diners at my desk. Did time in the tower off of spliffs. I'm not like the cowards on the bench. I'm not like I'm lounging on the bench. Get about and get your shit. Find some power in yourself.